Minutes past 1 o'clock. Welcome to Lunchtime Radio with Chamvary, and it's happening too. Get in touch with us. Got a message from someone that's saying Chamvary, the way I love mbora so. Oh, please do. It'll be much appreciated. All right, so it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be lit in this hour from now up until 3 p.m. Our hope is that we will finish at 2:30. If the conversation allows us to. So in the studio got JMP, also got Godfather Templeman, Sniper Storm is here, as well as Elder Squilla. So we're going to be talking about the legacy of Zimdancehall, the history of Zimdancehall. We got to retrace our steps, our history. Want to find out Zimdancehall, what is Zimdancehall? Yakatanga nani? Can anyone claim ownership on Zimdancehall? So also going to be calling up Smiley. He's in Dubai. Major E, remember Major E? We're going to be talking to him as well. He is currently based in the UK, so we're going to be calling him up. Get in touch with us. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're also streaming live on Facebook. Our WhatsApp numbers are open, and the phone lines 498652 and 498654. When it comes to this music business, we don't play. We're Power FM Zimbabwe. So let's get straight into it.
Music, dance, pop, rock, hip-hops. We interrupt this music to bring you more music.
Dang, that sounds good.
Muntu aliwonse avine naine sikulino zisiri zamawa wamvera uya utambe neni tamba neni so gede mwana tamba mwana zunguza mwiri wako same time wakaisa maoko mdenga uchijamba kungo kuda kubata denga kushika vanhu vakunganira uri pakati ramba uri mudariro sambobva pakati monya chiuno kunge sadza resapa kushika maziso ana boys ashuka ropa bamba mwiri ngautsvaire pasi chimoko zunguza zvimonye hameno nasi kanda mwiri wako kusaidi nekusaidi uchitamba bese nakarohwana bata musoro kana kubata musana zvityore musana watikwadza musikana kosei vamwe chiri vakamira muzvikona asa vasunzwa sniper chishaura nechishona ndati dance nechishona toti tamba bounce nechishona toti bamba dance nechishona toti tamba bounce nechishona toti bamba so gede mwana tamba mwana zunguza mwiri wako gede mwana nyato zunguza mwiri uyu nde wako gede mwana bamba mwana zunguza mwiri wako gede mwana nyato zunguza mwiri uyu nde wako mafero ngatwedere padhuze nemagero totambira padhuze nemafero right about now munhu wese mudariro Mishek James anakana mskana anonzi kero muskana chikotama kungo kurova reversal mufestibata mskana kungoda kuvhura file anaisa shake bamba munhu wese kunge trakita usabve padance floor nyangwe wazara dikita kana uchindidzwa kanda maoko mudenga nyatsozungudzwa kurova dance rakapenga pamusoro pemazwi edu ngatidedzere kunge kuzhamba ngatifare mumanzuru kufamba kusvika kwayedza ngatisarege kutamba padance floor achidwa nononoka sekamba so dance nechishona toti tamba bounce nechishona toti bamba iwe dance nechishona toti tamba bounce nechishona tamba neni so gede mwana tamba mwana zunguza mwiri wako gede mwana
20 minutes past 1 o'clock. Welcome to Lunchtime Radio right here on Power FM Zimbabwe. This one is called Center Stage. And on today's show is going to be very interesting because we got what some would term the legends, the OGs, the what do they call it? The old school originators and influencers of Zimdancehall. They are in the studio. Some of them, the others, we're going to have to call them up on the phone because they're no longer based in Zimbabwe. So in the studio, we got JMP, Godfather Templeman, we got Sniper Storm, as well as Elder Squilla. So good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome.
Greetings, Chamvary, how are you?
Hi, big sis.
And hi, big sis.
Greetings, Empress.
All right, so I'm going to give you all the chance to introduce yourself and tell us your work, your contribution to the Zimdancehall industry. We'll start off with you, JMP.
All right, my name is Kuzai Trevor Gadzikoesa. Yeah, hailing from Chitungwiza, Chi-Town, Wagwan. Yeah.
And your contribution to the Zimbabwean Zimdancehall industry?
I am one of the first, not really the first, but one of the most earliest pioneers on production when it comes to Zimdancehall. Started my production career around 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of the artists you've worked with?
Mostly all of them.
I like the fact that you say mostly all of them. All right. So if you can think of any Zimdancehall artist, you'd have worked with them.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick one.
Winky D.
Taitrana, First Sight, Swagam Chando, Messi, Neti, what else?
Killer T.
Tirigumanya.
Soldier Love.
Nakadula Daka. Baby, I sing a very chinanaka.
Okay, all right.
We can take the whole day.
All right, and then we also have Godfather Templeman in the studio. Please introduce yourself and tell us your contribution to the Zimdancehall industry.
Yeah, greetings, Zimbabwe, the glorious name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I the First. Yeah, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the conquering land of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself, the chosen one, the light of the world. Holy Emmanuel I King Selassie I Jah
Rastafari. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, Godfather Templeman is my name, the ghetto president. Well, I've been part of Zimdancehall, the movement from day one, the culture from day one, and I would say from, well,
define day one, because ndopari kunetsa tikuda kuti tibate ma dates edu and so that we can move forward together on the same page.
No, when we say day one, sometimes you watch from a distance.
Okay.
The days of transit. Mm-hmm. Yes, culture T. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the I would say foundation, Zimdancehall artist, or dancehall artist, you want to call it, culture T. Mm-hmm. One of the first artists to tour around the world with dancehall music. Mm-hmm. For us, it is something that that is very, very important for us. Mm-hmm. And just to let you know, Zimdancehall for me, it's a way out of poverty. It's social commentary. It's our culture, it's our life. That's how we survive.
All right, so we're going to talk about that within the interview. But for now, I just want you to introduce yourself so that everybody understands your relevance to the industry and why you are here. So you said you've been here from day one, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're observing from a distance?
Yes, observing from a distance.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I'm also a promoter. Mm-hmm. Yes, a DJ, selector, MC. Yeah, man.
All right, so you do a lot.
That's why he's the Godfather.
Just working with all artists, almost all artists.
How did you get the name The Godfather?
Okay, Templeman first. My body is the temple of Jah, and I shall not abuse it. Mm-hmm. Godfather is because we give a promise to the youth that whenever we're there, we'll never let them down. We'll always make sure that we will survive the ghetto. Mm-hmm. And ghetto president, it was an endorsement from the youths, because we are not the man who say we are the man who say do as I do.
Mm-hmm. Not do as I say.
Yeah, man, do as president.
So you're also there on an advisory role. You advise the youth and those that are willing to take advice from you.
Who are willing to we never choke it down. Mm-hmm. Those who are willing to take it, we're always there. Mm-hmm. We always also work as executive producers. For those who want us to work with them, we always work with them. Mm-hmm. And also when we see our youth who want help, sometimes we reach out to the youth for direction. Okay. Yeah.
All right. And we also have Sniper Storm, the General. We had to play that song from back in the day. That one is Huya Utambe. All right. So that's kind of where it might have blown up. But we'll get into that as we go along. Sniper Storm, please introduce yourself and your relevance to the industry, your contribution.
All right, my name is Donald Chirisa, aka Sniper Storm, the General Gueterno Mirama baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I started my career around late 99. Mm-hmm. Yes. And my contribution, I would say, my mission was to commercialize dancehall music in Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. And That's
you
my
commercialized.
yes.
Your mission was to commercialize dancehall music in Zimbabwe.
Yes, dancehall. Let me say dancehall performance.
Dancehall performance in Zimbabwe. And do you feel like at this stage in 2019, ever since you started, your contribution has resulted in something? Has amounted to something?
Definitely. If I'm a sekuru ndane vazukuru vakawandisa.
Like the way
And who are healthy and well.
who are healthy and I like that. Who are healthy and well. So can you name some of these vazukuru wenyu vamungatiudze?
Vazukuru ndo vari kurira mazuva ano.
Elder is nodding his head in approval. Yeah.
Yes, ana Bazooka, ana Enzo Aishal. We have the likes of ana Gaspy Warrior, Freeman, Killer T, Soldier Love, Abapere.
All right. And we also have Elder Squilla in the studio, Power FM DJ. But Elder Squilla, please introduce yourself and tell us your contribution to the industry.
Having started radio, I can't even remember when I started radio anymore, you see. But it's really been that long. And outside radio, I'd been heavily involved with the music industry. Worked for Country Boy Records, worked for ZMC, worked for Grammar Records, worked for Edgar's Music, worked for Express Music before I joined radio. And I've been on radio for like close to 18 years now. So, having said that, I saw Chunchijitangech. Pachakatangira. Major E ndaipinda naye mu street ndichiri ku Country Boy Records. Tichifamba netsoka chitengesa makassettes ake.
And what year was this when you were at Country Boy Records?
2000, before 2099.
99, 2000. So you have a very close relationship with the likes of Major E, Unisindu, Gota, Potato, Booker T, all of those
Most
guys.
of these guys and a Sniper and a JMP, we are all from this old school. Godfather, we are all from the old school. So we really saw this thing start.
All right.
I was the first person to play Winky D ever on Zimbabwean radio.
And what year was this?
Must have been 2001.
And
And
do
at
you remember?
that time, I'll tell it straight as it is. The dispensation isn't the hierarchy at that time in radio. It was not really that dancehall per se.
You guys are agree?
Yeah.
All right.
They were
Godfather.
not really appreciated.
All right.
So I'll tell you what I used to do. The time those days I was in Harare, the other guys would be in Gweru. The time wapinda ma meetings. You know, production meeting.
Yes, the production meeting where we sit down and we talk about what's going on radio, plan, production and stuff.
And then the last hour, that would be 11 to 12 on Fridays, because I used to do radio on Fridays. The last hour, just was on our meeting. That is when I will start playing my tunes. So it's really kudara chego.
Where you started contributing and pushing
And
this
pushing the
music,
movement.
the movement. All right. So now we have a case whereby the issue that is there is you all have a very big part that all four of you have played in the Zimbabwean music industry and in Zimdancehall. However, the issue that stands is that this is not documented. Elder Squilla is talking about his experiences from Country Boy Records and so forth, but it's not documented, it's not on paper, it's nowhere to be found, which is why we have cases whereby people don't understand your value in society. People don't give you the respect that you have in society. I interviewed Sniper Storm last year and I did ask him, do you get the respect that you deserve as per your contribution to the industry? Why is it that Zimdancehall is not documented? The origins of Zimdancehall is not documented. Anyone that can take that up? Templeman?
Yes, I think there's been a big mistake, and the good thing is because of the conversation that you started last week, documenting Zimdancehall. And before documentation, what really is important is the research. The research and talking to the right people, because Zimdancehall is a movement. It's a people's movement. So you really need to talk to a lot of people and to really travel a lot. But what we've managed to do over years, I would say from right around 2003, is to put a lot of things on tape. On our using the
cassettes, video cassettes,
video recorders. I think personally I have over 250. Yes, over 250 tapes. I even have Winky D performing on stage before he was dreadlocked. May have that before Winky D.
This is from 2003.
Yeah, I think the tapes that I have are from 2002, 2003, right till now. And Winky D, I've got his tapes, I think, from 2004. Was it 2004 City Sports center before he was dreadlocked.
Yeah.
We have all those shows, and they're very long, and we have those backstage interviews. So I'm sure if people come together for documentation, that would really play a big
But
role.
what are you doing about it? I mean, you've got this. You have got it. Why are you waiting for someone to come up and say, Kuti, can I please have this information?
No,
Why are you not putting it out there and have ownership on it?
I have not been waiting. That's why we've been recording.
All right, you've been recording, but what are you doing about putting it out there? Because I didn't know about this.
That's why we're here. You know, we've been recording a lot of visuals and photos. I think over 2,000 pictures from way back from foundation, and the whole idea was to come up with a good, nice website.
All right.
Then upload everything and make school in terms of visuals, but it's to current what we have now, and also to the international shows, the international stage, where we had in artists coming from Jamaica to Zimbabwe performing with our own homegrown artists.
Yeah, I remember we were watching that Elephant Man show at your house recently.
But this is the thing that I'm asking. I don't feel like you're answering my question. You've got all this information, but what are you doing with it? If you drop dead today, Godfather, then that information dies with you.
Yeah, that's why we say what we wanted to do is to come up with a website. It's only that maybe we have been busy, but because we are here now, we're looking to the future. Yeah.
All right, do you wanted to say something, Elder Squilla and Sniper?
Look, it all stems down to, like we said before, how this whole thing started. Reggae music, dancehall, was not really taken seriously.
Back in the day.
It was not. So you'd find with people like Temple Wachinao Mashozi Wayo and a few others who might have those. If you really
pushing
go
the
back,
movement.
If you really go back to the days when that movement started, even on radio, like I told you, it was not really that much appreciated. So you'll find Kuti, no one's with Kandezo, you wouldn't find too many people documenting that actually. But then it's a good thing that we have them. And even society per se, as a whole, did not really take the movement seriously. They did not. So of late, they have been taking it seriously. And it's a good thing that people are now talking about documenting it. But then if we were to go back to the origins, all
right,
it's a genre or a movement that was not taken seriously at all.
You keep emphasizing that.
I think that's a very, very valid point.
Yes, I take that.
I would want to expand to that. Maybe someone can come through, but I would want also to expand on that.
Yeah.
So that the people can really understand. Here, Power FM. You go to the librarian, you would know that I'm not sure if she's still here. I would knock on her door every now and then, coming through with music. Coming through with music. Please, we were coming with a lot of artists who are underground. So Zimdancehall became a big movement culture underground. And it became big. And it became huge. Because the good thing about Zimdancehall, it was endorsed. Remember the days when Urban Groove came through. When Urban Groove came through, you would come through with dancehall music at the radio, but they will never play it. But what then happened is dancehall was pushed underground, and it became huge. I remember because I worked with Winky D from 2002 until maybe 2010.
All right.
Yeah, Winky D is like family to me. You know, so we worked very closely. I remember that back then we would sit down and say, okay, Rasta Twitter say, we need our music out there. Would sell a car to do what? To buy 15,000 CDs to distribute in the street. After distributing after distributing those 15,000 CDs, not one promoter would book you. What you then do is say, so what do we have? To do what? To book shows. I remember we did a show.
Book your own shows.
Yes, I remember we did a tour which was Winky D Reggae by Bus. We sold a car, we sold engines. Then we booked 10 venues. Glenora, Glenview, Warren Park, Mavuku, Tafara. We did all that. And do you know now one thing that you might never really believe? After booking all those shows, you would do the math and you know that if we go to this show, that money is not going to be enough to recover the money that we have already invested. But it was not about that. It was investing into the vibe, and it was about the belief that we had. So we had a tour, 10 different venues around all ghettos. Guess what? We never made profit because it was not about what? Profit. It was about
getting the name out there.
It was because it was
of that nobody was gonna appreciate
and
it.
Now we still have it on video, all the 10 shows. But the idea was we had put 15,000 CDs. You come up with a map, Zimbabwean map, and you say Checkboot want to distribute 150 CDs, Kadoma 100 CDs, Chinoy wants 100. Then you do 2 months of distributing. After those 2 months, still the club owners, still the promoters, they don't want you. You go to Grammar Record, you want a record deal, they won't give it to you. Then you come back on the drawing board and you say, what do? Let's dispose of what we have and push the vibe and promote our own shows. Then we come back and you promote our own shows. Do we make money?
No.
We never make money. When did Winky this breakthrough come through? Maybe 2008.
All right.
After 4-5 years of hard work. That's why I support what Elder Squill is saying, that dancehall, no one will take it seriously. We have legends that we respect, like Crucial Mix, Transity, who would put up shows, Harare Gardens, Bob Marley commemorations, then extend their hand to dancehall artists and reggae artists to come and perform.
Okay. Sniper Storm had a point. I want to hear his point before we move on.
Okay, I think...
Can you move the microphone to you?
Okay, I think most of what I wanted to say has already been said.
Yeah.
You can ask your next...
Sniper Storm, it was directed to you. You were there in the industry when you started out. When you said you started out in 1998, right?
1990.
The genre that you said you were getting into.
I was a dancehall artist.
You identified yourself as a dancehall artist.
As a dancehall artist,
right.
Because I was bred on dancehall.
Yeah.
From the Shabba ranks, the Buju Bantons, the Bounty
That was
Killers.
what was big back in the day.
Exactly. So what would happen back in the day, around those times, to get a studio to record were the problems. There were no studios at all. So this is the time when the digital age started of recording digital music. Kwa even guitar, you know, there were sungura bands, gospel bands, and all this. And so for you to say I want to record in a studio that has just a computer, keyboards, and speakers was another story. Then came about the Move Hips, the Dilani Makalimas, exactly.
Anna Gilbert, Shamiso Records.
Yes, Anna Shamiso Records.
Yes.
That's where we found our home.
All right.
Exactly.
So when it started as urban grooves, which is what the people get confused to say urban grooves was a genre.
Can I explain urban grooves before we go any further?
Let's explain this. JMP has got he's burning right now.
Urban grooves, alright? Sniper was dancehall.
Alright.
Plaxidos Wenyika was R&B
So
David Chifunyise was a hip hop artist. This is what happened. Urban grooves, because there was one studio or two maybe and one or two producers, and then like Templeman was saying, to push the music to the people who were already listening or enjoying, we had to dilute the dancehall, dilute the hip-hop, dilute the R&B, so that it can carve a niche in the market. You see, that is how urban grooves came about.
So it was a movement of it's a collective of artists that are singing different genres and coming together. It's not a genre. We understood this.
Thank you very much.
All right.
In short, when you say urban grooves, this is what it means. And it those whatever urban grooves is. The urban sound, the urban youth. And it's not restricted to Harare, Blawa, Yochete, Chete per se. As long as one are the urban Mashingo Chichete, that is how they came up with that term, Yoguti urban grooves. And the person who coined that term, Yoguti urban grooves, was Joseph Nara.
Joseph Nara is one who came up with urban grooves. It's not Delani Makalima.
No.
It's not Sunny Makalima.
No.
It's not Gilbert who came up with it.
No, it was Joseph Nara.
We have that on record.
He is the one who coined the term urban grooves.
Underline
From
that name.
urban sound.
Underline
Urban
that
youth.
name.
What are they listening to? What's their sort of sound? That's how we came up with that Yoguti urban grooves.
All right,
Thank
so
you
we
for
got a
that.
message that came through on the WhatsApp number. Send us your messages on 0712-831-172. Chamvary, these are the real guys that started with Zimdancehall, not Jana Ninguya ya Arguita Mareko Zegu, blah, blah, blah. Watakanzwa msune. All right, that's the comment. Hit us up on 0712-831-172 with your comments. We'll also be taking live calls. If you have a piece of history that you feel is being left out by the panel that is in the studio right now, please let us know to say.
Now, I wanted to really simplify why I am here as well and what I really contribute to what these guys are saying.
Yeah.
Right. You need to understand good, this is sort of a budget, you know, and for us to have a computer that was not the 99s, neither was it the 2003s. And kwaiwani kwa makompyuta kwana dilani was something very foreign. And he coming from us going to them, they would not understand him musically per se. That's why even kana wanzwa song ya Tariza, it's more of a hip hop beat. Even though hip hop and dancehall is still the same thing, but it's more of a hip hop beat than what was dancehall and current at the time. So by the time we came up and we started knowing how to, to get computers, softwares, and trying to make beats, that's where we came through with more of the culture of rhythms. That is around the 2002s, 2003s. I was in studio in 2003 and I was still 14. And this was after one of the studio which was brand new at that time from Chitungwiza called Way Out Records. It just came out. And they made out a
big up tier.
Way Out Records.
Yeah.
Chamvary, I think it's very important what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because that is when the culture of rhythms
came about.
It came out in 2003 with Way Out Records.
That's what
You're also agreeing, Sniper Storm?
That's one of the first biggest rhythms.
Yes.
All right.
So Isus Patrono Zukuro up until 2006. Now we can properly maneuver into softwares. We're starting to make.
So we got Smiley on the line. Let's speak to Smiley right now. Hello, Smiley.
Yeah, greetings.
Hey Smiley, how you doing?
Wagwan Chamvary, everything cool, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. In the studio, we got JMP, we got Godfather Templeman, we got Sniper Storm, and we also have Elder Squilla. So just send your shout outs to them.
Yeah, my Wagwan family, JMP, my producer.
Yeah, I'm there, brother Wagwan.
Templeman, the Godfather.
Yo!
General Sniper.
Smiley.
Elder Squilla, my king.
Where say Smiley?
All right, Smiley. So tell us, tell us who you are. Tell us who you are and your contribution to the Zimdancehall industry.
My name is Smiley on the case. Say Smiley, I'm an MC and also a DJ on Power FM. And right now, me there at Dubai, I still continue the works, say.
All right, so
yeah, and also a Zimdancehall ambassador.
There's an agreement that you are the Zimdancehall ambassador. Now tell us your contribution to the Zimdancehall industry. When did you start to take notice of Zimdancehall in Zimbabwe?
Well, I think about 2009, 2010.
What
when we start notice like the dancehall. I start growing in Zimbabwe.
How did you start to take notice of it?
Well, artists like Sniper Storm, Winky D, those are the people miss rhythms. Rhythms that were not there just yet. Just singles and artists and various. And then when we get on radio, that's when we start get like rhythms from producers. Yeah, likes of JMP, Alvin K, Dollar Getters, Gunwit, and all of them. They start giving me rhythms with artists on one rhythm.
Okay.
So that's when it started going. Those days, that's when I started playing on radio. And then I started pushing them works. Yeah.
All right. So when you were on radio and when you first came onto radio, was Zimdancehall getting recognition? Because Elder Squilla, I think all the guests in the studio do agree that it was not being taken seriously. And then you came on, and Power FM was the only urban station at the time. You came on. How did you manage to push this genre on air?
Yeah, Squilla's right. Those days, Zimdancehall was not like, people never used to take it seriously. Because I remember playing it on radio, and people would call me up and say, hey, what's this you're playing? Play some buju, play some improper dancehall, But them days, people weren't really taking it serious. Yeah, and I remember getting like mixed CDs from people that they weren't even mastered properly, but I still used to play them on radio. And I remember Davis Mgata used to come to me and say, yo, Smiley, my song already is and I would just say, I'll just make up an excuse. Asking me, yo, where is Nezuro? I know Machina until even he started started letting me play those CDs, even without the CD numbers, even without the quality, the proper quality. I used to just push them just like that, because I never used to. I saw something in it, and there was a message in the music.
All right.
Yeah. So it was a coach. Yeah.
So you came up and you really kept pushing. It was really hard for you because you're not getting the support. So when can you say Zimdancehall started blowing up commercially?
Commercially, I think, because I said like I started pushing it like 2010. So I think about when I started doing the rhythm lineups and the artist lineups, that's when people started calling in and voting. Because I'll be like putting 3 rhythms against each other. I'll be like, okay, these rhythms versus each other. And then people started calling on radio saying, no, we vote for this rhythm, we vote for this rhythm. And I was like, okay, cool, this is actually working. After the rhythm thing done, we start doing artists. One versus artists going each against each other. I remember them days Freeman was still starting. And I was pushing Freeman artist lineup. I used to call it the artist lineup. Zimdancehall to the world artist lineup. And people used to follow that. Even on Facebook, people used to call on station. So I think from that time, I said from 2010, 2011, 2012, after that, boom.
It started blowing up. So, Smiley, I want knowledge of Zimdancehall in 2009. Does anyone have ownership of Zimdancehall?
Me can't say that. Me can't say people can claim ownership of Zimdancehall. Nobody can claim ownership of Zimdancehall because everybody played a part in pushing it.
All right.
Yeah, everybody played a part in pushing it. Even from everybody who's there in the studio right now, even from Templeman. Templeman played his part.
Yeah.
Skrilla played his part. JMP, producer, played his part.
Yeah.
I played my part.
Yeah.
Even the people them who are there right now, they're playing their part. So nobody can actually claim that Zimdancehall me started or nothing like that. It's a movement. So everybody a contribute to it right now.
All right, Smiley.
But I know I played a major part as well, speaking for myself.
All right. Smiley, is Zimdancehall a culture, is it a lifestyle, or it's just a genre?
Nah, we can't say it's just a genre. We can't say that. I would say a culture, a lifestyle. Because, if it's just a genre, we just focus on the music. But remember, there's also McClark's, one of McClark's is there's all part of Zimdancehall.
But McClark's are talking about Jamaica.
Like a couch. No. That's dancing style.
McClark's in Jamaica. Thank you for schooling me. I hope it's not going to start a whole nother discussion. That's Chamvary said McClark's. All right, so it was Beatanga the whole week. Now I'm getting schooled because I'm not knowledgeable. That's why we're having this conversation so that we can all learn something. So you said it's a culture, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. That's what me say.
All right. We still have Smiley on the line. Do you have any comments? Anybody in the studio?
Yeah, Rasta, when you coming back?
Soon come.
Yeah, you need to come back. We need to work, Rasta.
Protect your legacy, brother.
Right now we are Dubai.
Anyway, you don't remember Zimdancehall to the world.
Smiley, where did Zimdancehall to the world come from? Zimdancehall to the world. Who coined that term?
Oh, me, to be honest, Zimdancehall to the world, it was me, Ike Fresh, and I remember even in England, when I was still in England, I used to link up with Juicer Dementa, and we had another producer from Botswana. So back then we used to call him Mangoma. And then the guy from Botswana was like, yo, what kind of dance are you guys singing? And then when we say Mangoma, you say, what's that? And then we try to explain and say, no, it's dancehall, like from Zimbabwe when we sing in our language. So it's like Zimdancehall. So we started and I bring that name down here. Even Ike Fresh is the one who did that chant, that jingle. Zimdancehall to the world.
Zimdancehall to the world. Yeah, that's Ike Fresh.
Yeah, man. I first did that, and then from radio, I start push that Zimdancehall to the world, Zimdancehall to the world. until it catch on.
Words to educate the youth, the listeners, and anybody else before we continue what we're doing in the studio.
I just want to say, yo, big up everybody and all the artists, all the producers, all the DJs who are pushing Zimdancehall as a culture. And remember, it's a unity thing. It's a movement. We can't fight against each other over who started, over who's Zimdancehall. No, man. It's a movement. So all of us should move together and promote the thing so it reach the world. That's what we wanted to do. That's what I'm here even in Dubai, trying to push the works to make sure everybody know about it.
All right.
Continue the work, continue the good works, and unity is strength.
All right. Thank you so much, Smiley, for coming through. We got to speak to Smiley. Any comments based on what he said before we continue? And we need to take some calls. Sniper?
I think everything that he said is correct. It's a good contribution. Yeah, man.
All right, so after the news, we're going to ask the question, who started the name Zimdancehall? But right now, 498-652 and 498-654. This one's going to be fire. I think this one is going to be very fire.
No, it won't be fire because it's a reality and the facts are on the ground.
The facts on the ground. You have your facts ready?
It's the last thing
I know Sniper Storm has got his facts. Elder Squilla has got his facts. JMP has got his facts. We're also going to call up Major E after the news at 2 p.m. But 498-652 and 498-654. Get in touch right now with your contributions. Power FM, hello?
Chamvary.
Yes, go ahead with your contribution. What's your name?
Good, my name is Guys Sari Momo. Like I respect the Makapusha Zimdancehall. And I think there's something that we should also address where this whole conversation started. Kunakatura claims. However, I feel we shouldn't sideline them because they've also contributed Zagasimba. Where do these guys play for Loretta claim you put Zimdancehall this Sakai commercialized? What do they think of that team? If they agree with they play the match.
Oh man, we lost him. What's your answer? I'm going to let all of you answer this one.
What
he said, where do these guys who started this whole debate, where do they fit into this? Let's not act like they've done nothing to the industry. They've done nothing for the industry. But where do they fit in? Because they're saying we commercialized the Zimdancehall thing.
I think they fit in well. And their contribution is noted and very valuable.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Very valuable. Just like what Smiley said, everyone contributed something.
Yeah.
There are things that Godfather Templeman did that I don't know. There are things that I did that he doesn't know, or that JMP did that I don't know, and it goes around. So it is not fair for then anyone to then come and claim rights to the name
or the commercialization.
Or the commercialization. What you can say is at a particular time I did this.
Yes.
And it helped grow the genre, helped grow the lifestyle or the culture.
And to add on that, Sniper, let me just break it down to Zimbabwe right now. You'll find maybe 60, 70 studios, bedside studios. And
when you said bedside studios?
Bedroom studios.
Or studio better,
my computer's there. That is how we record. All the hit songs, that is how they've been recorded.
All right.
Yes, in the ghetto, you see maybe 60, 70 studios. You go to Kwadzana, you find maybe another 100 studios.
Right.
Hold on. You go to Mavuku, Tavara, you find another 100 studios. You go to Cheetown, you find another 200 studios. You go to Bridge, you go to Machingo, you go to Nyanga, everywhere you find studios. So if you put all the studios together, maybe you come up with, let's just say maybe 1.5 studios. If you come up with 1.5 bedside studios, and each studio got resident artists who record there who are about an average of 15 artists, at least 15, or let's just say 10. For argument's sake, let's say 10 who are resident there at that particular studio. So if you say 1.5 times 10 artists, what do you get? You get over 15,000 artists. Zimdancehall is everywhere. And let me tell you this, the Zimdancehall fans are the ones who become the artists, are the one who become the producers, are the who become the dancers, are the one who become the promoters. Zimdancehall is owned by the fans, it's owned by the people, because
it's a collective ownership. It's not owned by just one person.
If you call any artist right now,
to do that.
he will tell you, my first day I heard Zimdancehall is I went to a show and I loved Zimdancehall. You call any producer, he will tell you, I first had to go to a show, I loved Zimdancehall.
I first fell in love with dancehall because Weird Records came to our school at the end of the term and they put on a show.
Yes,
and I saw Brueggemann singing Inuit.
Yeah, and I would like to expand on that.
Yeah.
I would like to
We're running out of time though. We'd like to take some calls, so please
Okay.
just go ahead with your point real
no,
quickly.
maybe take a call, then I'll come back to the point.
All right, 498-652-154.
Too much fire.
Power FM, hello.
Hello,
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Rabbit B.
Sorry?
Rabbit B from Mondoro.
What did Didi from Mondoro?
Mondoro is fine.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Well, Zimdancehall, as I am concerned, started in 2013 with Etaton Bean.
In 2000 and what?
And 13,
2013.
yes.
With who?
With the likes of Soldier Love Makonzo, what.
Okay, and then?
That is Zimdancehall team.
All right, and before that, what was happening?
Nothing.
And nothing was happening. All right,
Nothing was
Sniper
happening,
Storm would like to respond to you.
Okay. What's his name? By the way?
Sorry, you said your name is?
My name is Give Monya Mazao.
Oh, Give Monya.
Give Monya Madzao.
Yes.
You're talking to Sniper Storm in Zimbabwe. Zimdancehall started way before 2013. But you know what? I do not blame him. Because what I have realized is right now if you go to a show maybe, you actually perform for people who do not know Love Him Soldier.
Why not?
Why? Because Zimdancehall is so big that it has fans
And
who were
it
born
evolves.
Yatotanga and they don't even know Musaro a big man or
You know?
but they know Mugadi. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's what I'm
it
saying.
has
So
been
it
there
has
on
grown
DFM.
into maybe
Let's
4 generations.
let's listen to Give More. What are you saying, bro?
You see, they've been there on DFM 2018 when Zimdancehall started.
All right.
How old are you?
I'm 30. I was born on Independence Day 1980.
In 1980.
Okay.
All right, but he says he sticks by his word.
Yesterday to me on Independence Day.
All right, thank you so much, Give More. Give More says Zimdancehall started in 2013 and he's sticking to his word.
I want to respond to him. In 2013,
You got under a minute. Go ahead.
in 2013, we made an album called Kwanise Gustara. That was a Gospel Warrior album, and it had 3 NAMA nominations, and that was Zimdancehall.
All right.
So it didn't start in 2013. Imagine from 2006 to 2013, we were growing.
Talking
Our
of
sound was growing.
Gospel Warrior had a big tune, Norway, and
Way before
and
that.
13 October.
Yeah.
When were those two tunes dropped? 2009, 2008.
2009, 2010.
Elder Squilla?
So it didn't start in 13.
Another thing about, I think he's quite old, but what I can say is Zimdancehall also grew
Bigger in 13.
geographically.
That's a
At some
fact.
point it was centralized.
I will have to hold you on the PM. We are going to ask Sniper Storm to expand on that point and then come back with what caused all this noise. Because someone said we are the ones who commercialized Zimdancehall after 2013. It's 2 p.m. and it's time for the news. We'll continue this conversation straight afterwards.
The 2 p.m. news, I'm John Nandara. The government has begun implementing a new accounting system that recognizes transactions within the time they occur in line with public finance management reforms. This was reviewed at the unveiling of the Public Sector Capacity Building Accelerated Program in Harare yesterday. Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators in Zimbabwe Chief Executive Officer Dr. Love Mogomera said the private sector will continue to assist government on policies that facilitate transparency. The government says it will process mining claims, repossess mining claims which are not being used. Mines and Mining Development Minister Comrade Winston Chitando, who was in Masvingo, said no one will be allowed to hold on to claims for speculative purposes. Minister Chitando also said those holding on to claims will be given a deadline to operationalize their mines. In failure to do so, will see the government repossessing the claims. This comes amid revelations that a mining concession in Masvingo has not been used for the past 30 years as the owner is holding on to it for speculative reasons. The Ebet Chitebo for ZANU-PF party cadres in Bulawayo. The training is meant to assist and mold party cadres in line with the ZANU-PF ideology. Addressing participants, the Ebet Chitebo College principal and Politburo member Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha emphasized that they need to take the party's ideology to the lowest ranks to foster discipline and orient members. Saudi Arabia has executed a Nigerian woman convicted of trafficking drugs. Reports say the woman was executed along with 2 Pakistan men and a Yemeni national in Islam's holiest city, Mecca, yesterday. International news agency AFP reports that a total of 53 people have been executed in the kingdom so far this year. And in sport, English Premier League action continues this evening with Manchester United facing a trick encounter away to giant slayers Wolverhampton Wanderers. United going to the match hoping to move back to the top 4 after being dislodged by Arsenal last night. Arsenal beat Newcastle 2-0 to move relegation threatened Fulham. Thus the news at 2. Join us for this and more stories at the top of the hour. I'm John Nandara.
Let's do it.
Back to the old school.
I want to be Rasta. You know you never ever know the I see Rasta. And you know it and you know she get a patchy Rasta. This we go and go man, this we go and be Rasta. Yes, be Rasta. Now I want to be Rasta. You know you never ever know the I see Rasta. And you know it and you know she get a patchy Rasta. This we go and go man, this we go and be Rasta. Yes, be Rasta. Saka never out of a chidi king wali rai. Ini Rasta, kimbo kuta uri rai. If you try to, you know kukumbuki rai. But you know bata mic, manu chisimuki rai. You know mama mama kusikira mama bo. Uyo ashada kuyeta tomu tamu sinjo. Mangido wa uzama no la ira kuti wo. Nijazi kita jete muna 2004. Ni Rasta, ine mayema no tia ni Rasta. Sandino itandino kita pachi Rasta. And this is what I go man, this is what I need Rasta. Yes, ni Rasta, ni Rasta. Ine mayema no tia ni Rasta. Sandino itandino kita pachi Rasta. And this is what I go man, this is what I need Rasta. Yes, ni Rasta. Pandino shikandino tina pinda. Ilika iloksa nakubata nishinda. Nina manzonge pita na matinga. Achana kushupa kichate manyeshe dina. Nyangwe mukatishuna ndati ambikendenge. Onendo uya mano sopoza ne mukwende. Kwete mane kilo ne kuta ndisikenge. Rega nisumeta bashangu zangu niyende. Nikutika mili Rasta. Ine waye manoti ya misi Rasta. Sandino itandino shikita pachi Rasta. Disi gora ngoma, disi gora nili Rasta. Yes, nili Rasta. Rasta, ine waye manoti ya misi Rasta. Sandino itandino shikita pachi Rasta. Disi gora ngoma, disi gora nili Rasta. Yes, nili Rasta. Saka wasikana manoto palila Rasta. Parkinson, manota ila Rasta. Tuye toka nila zako kuda kukista Rasta. Maneva lengi manona kuwista Rasta. Mahuya ne moto kuda kupista Rasta. Manjava misa musa chochisa Rasta. Nili Rasta, ine waye manoti ya misi Rasta. Sandino itandino shikita pachi Rasta. Disi gora ngoma, disi gora nili Rasta. Yes, nili Rasta. Rasta, ine waye manoti ya misi Rasta. Sandino itandino shikita pachi Rasta. Disi gora ngoma, disi gora nili Rasta. Yes, nili rasta sakana ba utabe chidiki ngwalirai ini rasta nimbokuta urirai if you try to dino kukumbukirai padino bata mic pano chisimokirai dino roba mambo makusikira bababo uyo achada kungeta tomuta musindo padino ba utama lola ira kuti wo nichazikita chete muna 2004 nekuti rasta dino ba yemando tia rasta padino itandino skita pachirasta and this igora ngoma this igora rasta yes rasta rasta ine ba yemando tia rasta padino itandino skita pachirasta and this igora ngoma this igora rasta yes rasta padino sikandino tinapinda pinda ilika iloksa nakubata nishinda ina mazonge pita na matinja achala kusupati chate manesudina nyangwe mukatishura ndati anditendenge onezo kuya pano zopoza nemukwende kwese mane tilo nekuta ndisikenge rega ndisometa matango zangu ndiyende nekuti kamili rasta ine vaye vanoti andisi rasta pandino ita ndino zvikita pachi rasta ndisibora ngoma ndisibora ndiri rasta yes ndiri rasta rasta ine vaye vanoti andisi rasta pandino ita ndino zvikita pachi rasta ndisibora parira rasta Parkinson vanotapira rasta tuye takanaka todekura ira rasta pando tumisatanga waja.
It's 6 minutes past 2 o'clock. Lunchtime radio, center stage in the studio. It's a hot day today. And I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about the conversation that's happening in the studio right now. JMP, Godfather Templeman, Sniper Storm, Elder Squilla. We're trying to get Major E on the line right now. He's based in the UK. Okay, how many know this song? I like the fact that Elder Squilla is very knowledgeable when it comes to music. This guy... this is why he's called Elder, because of his knowledge in music. So, Elder Squilla, this song is from back in the day, right? From
the whole junior wiki and Alatanga Palak.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
The only time, like I told you, that I could do it. And that time era kune production meeting Kugweru. The that time era between 11 and 12. Bone slag ndo bawenan na winky. Matter of fact, we have Bone Slag Arega, and then the following week, the Bones and Winky. Bone Slag Manditi Rasta is going to go rap.
Before Marasta Winky Areba Who's Bone Slag?
Black Lab Records.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
The Black Lab Records.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah. Producer of Nondiaga Upe Lux Spinner. And what does the Lux Spin read? It actually went international, yeah?
Yeah.
Sean Paul also did a piece on this one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He also did a piece on this tune, yeah.
So there's a history of Zimdancehall that you need to know about. Bonslag did this song back in the day. Winky D even goes on to mention
2004.
All right, no, it's cool. It's cool. We can still do it. It's cool. It's cool. All right. So back then, that's when this song was done. So what genre was this? Sniper Storm. What genre was this?
This was dancehall.
It's dancehall.
This is dancehall. Godfather.
This is pure dancer.
Pure dancer.
Pure dancer.
Hardcore dancer.
Sweet dancer.
Sweet dancer. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are writing the history of Zimdancehall. Kwede jekuzonyeberwa nevaningina avo. Izo dai. All right, I would believe them. This is from Shadrach in Budiriro. Before it was only dancehall, and it seems that everyone eyeing by that time, but now it's grown. It's more of a culture. It's an identity. The terms in dancehall define dancehall in Zimbabwe. Ever since most players in the sector acknowledged it. All right, 498652 and 498654 and 0712-831-172. Currently streaming on YouTube as well as on the Facebook page, Power FM Zimbabwe. Before the news, Sniper Storm was responding to how Zimdancehall grew bigger in 2013. And what I like about you guys is, as much as you're trying to educate us on dancehall, the history of dancehall, you are not taking away the contribution that has been done by the likes of Chill Spot, and you're just correcting the claims. Is that what you're saying? What you're doing?
Yeah.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
You're correcting the claims and educating people further than just doing back and forth.
Not simply just what I can put to Zimbabwe. Zimdancehall did off, and it's called Zimdancehall Overdrive.
Smiley started Zimdancehall to the world in 2010.
Yes, you understand. So just to put it in simple, so Zimdancehall did not come through
Let's hear from Sniper. Sniper, before the news, please explain your point.
Okay. My point is, like I said, we have been talking about the journey. You see, at first there were no studios. Then there was 1-2 studios. Then if you record a song, airplay was almost after the 100%
local content.
Still at that point, you see, it wasn't that easy because remember it was in Guero.
No, yes, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
And like for me, I got airplay. But then with any genre, there is the commercial side of it, radio and everything. Then there is the underground side of it. Like what Jeepers is saying, kuti kuchitungisa kune zvaiitika kwaitorowa maridhi munana 2004 but aisarira paradio pairira maybe one song filtered material yekuti togona kuridza decibel, togona kuridza sniper, togona kuridza major E. You get it?
But wese neuhwando hwavo wanga vasiri kurira.
Ani mukuzona. So it would be one song. Artist airarama one song pagore.
True.
Not like Draft Kamazon.
Can we talk about Zimdancehall history without mentioning Extra Large?
No, you can't. Because Extra Large are dancehall.
Yeah.
I term them dancehall, pure dancehall.
How do you term Extra Large, Elder Squilla?
They are dancehall.
They are dancehall.
Especially what you said.
Aiwa Mkoma.
Yes.
What you said before the passing on of.
I think.
Can we hear from JMP?
I think we should define dancehall first,
yes,
so that we really know what we are trying to say.
Help us,
right?
please.
Yeah. So dancehall is a subgenre that evolved from reggae. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. It's defined by two things, which is the artist who sings in deep patois, not the regular Jamaican English. Number two, it's driven by a rhythm, which means it's a compilation of different artists on the same instrumental, which we call dancehall. You can even Google that. Right. So then Zimdancehall, the difference is we are not singing in patois, but we're singing in what? In Shona. So henceforth it becomes Zimdancehall. So for me, the term and the name might have come later, but the artist, even going back to Utsiwe Goda, we have to credit them for doing Zimdancehall.
All right. All right. And Sniper?
Okay, so from there, from the rhythms that were going on and everything, remember this thing was growing. Year by year, something was being added on, something was happening.
Something new was coming.
Someone was doing something somewhere. Yeah. You see? So it was growing and growing and growing. Which led us Kunana 20.
So my point is, you keep repeating the same thing, which makes sense, which is saying it grew bigger and bigger.
Yes.
So where is everyone's issue with what Fantan said in the studio last week?
What Fantan
Ndopani
who
issue
started
yake.
Zimdancehall, I think he was quoted as saying.
Oh, you want to quote?
I want to quote.
All right, quote him on what he said, and then Sniper will continue with his point.
So he was here last week, and he said,
Did you write this down?
I did. It's serious. This is our legacy.
Yes, all right. A whole legacy is at stake.
Fantan highlighted that his table introduced real dancehall culture, underlying culture, from Jamaica into Zimbabwe, insisting they are the ones who, underline this, came up with the name Zimdancehall. Right?
Really?
Right? He says, back in the days when Sniper Storm, Winky D and the likes were the only singers making rounds on mainstream, the genre was not called by the name Zimdancehall. Though they sang dancehall, they were doing so under urban grooves. Right?
All right.
When Chill Spot came into the game, we brought about, quote, real dancehall culture from Jamaica, where we compiled rhythm albums. Point, rhythm albums, which means anything else that is not a rhythm, that is not a compilation rhythm, is not dancehall. So where we're getting it wrong here is this guy said 1 + 1 and it was 11 and we flipped. We weren't supposed to, because what he's defining doesn't have facts. Dancehall is the artist in patois on what? A rhythm compilation.
Yeah.
When was the Mashingo rhythm released?
What? Maybe 2000, early 2000.
right?
Yeah.
My way, boo. My way, let's underline that, right? The term Zimdancehall being in use is where we need to trace, because they are also claiming, like I said, quote, they came up with the term Zimdancehall. But we already heard from Smiley where he said the biggest jingle that everybody knows, Zimdancehall to the world, was made by Ike Fresh for Digital One. Right? Not Chill Spot, not JMP, not Godfather Templeman, not Smiley, but Ike Fresh. And he's another major player in the game. Could he come and claim that he came up with the term? He still can't.
All right. Sniper Storm, when did the term Zimdancehall come up? Zimdancehall to the world, that one is not disputed.
Yes.
When did the term Zimdancehall come up?
The way I first saw Zimdancehall was on a website that was created by Sluggy Youth.
All right.
Thank you.
Sluggy Youth.
Who was Sluggy Youth?
Sluggy Youth was an artist. Panga Chirkuno. He's now based in the UK. He used to be the Three Wise Men.
Yeah.
Na Bobo Marcos. They did a song ya in the Toto Chema. Kunamari Baba.
I remember that song.
Yeah,
I remember that song.
that's Zimdancehall.
I was in high school when that song came out.
So Sluggy Youth then left for the UK. Vano Gadzira website again. Zimdancehall. Now Zimdancehall is where that was the only platform on the internet at the time. Yaiswa music, ye dancehall, ya vakuno. I think at
that time we didn't even have access to it.
You know, we didn't really. I end on my internet cafe and things like that. That's where I first saw Zimdancehall, and that's around
2006.
2006. Yeah, it's not early.
Because what happened is, when I was speaking to Sluggy Youth, when Sluggy Youth went to UK, he was in love with dancehall.
Okay.
So he would take our Zimbabwean dancehall to Jamaicans to try and push the vibe.
You're right.
But the Jamaicans would say, this is not what dancehall. So he kept trying to do that, but he couldn't push the vibe. So he was now trying to define, saying dancehall from Zimbabwe. Then he says, I felt Zimdancehall from Zimbabwe, Zimbabwean dancehall was too long. Then he came up with Zimdancehall. Then he opened his website, which was zimdancehall.com. That platform was to upload music onto that platform. And right back home, he was getting his music from Mad Fisher. I don't know if you remember Mad
Yes,
Fisher.
I remember Mad Fisher, yeah.
Mad Fisher was his link man in Zimbabwe, who would go around small studios trying to get music, then finding ways of sending it to UK. Because remember, the internet back then was dial-up internet. So you would spend forever trying to upload a song.
Right.
So you would link with Mad Fisher, then put music on the website. That was around 2006, and that's when he came up with the name Zimdancehall.com.
All right, I want you to listen to this message here. Not to disrespect the legends in the studio, but the Zimdancehall style yaka commercialized on Thomas Mapfumo in 1985. He released a song which was Mgarandega, in which someone is trying to call us. Please, can you cut the phone? Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna have to come back.
The dancehall, and we defined Zimdancehall. Did Thomas Mapfumo sing on a rhythm? Was it a compilation rhythm? Then it's not.
But what I feel,
it's
maybe where it's coming from. What I feel where it's coming from. Remember 1980 on our independence, when we were free, when we were celebrating that we are free.
Yeah.
Who came through to Zimbabwe to celebrate
Bob Marley.
It automatically makes Zimbabwe a reggae session, a reggae nation, not a rumba nation, because we celebrated our.
So the vibe was already there from the 80s.
Yes.
I think that's what he's trying to say. Okay, let me finish what he said, because we got the message back. Please don't call WhatsApp, just send in a message. All right, so which was an musician experimented with the reggae sound and Jamaican DJ style chanting. However, Marasta agara aiveko, but I say tambiri. There was this guy who hosted me, Muklash Kumbare from Jamaica. Akazo Shaya Kudara. Yes, Anna Silverstone Bakazoya, but even Dambudzo Marechera mentioned the Rasta culture in his book Mind Blast. It's a long story, but yeah, avavarim studio ndo vakazoshanda vakaitambiri, but Marasta agara aivepo. I don't know where he missed it though, but did he miss it? Did he get it?
He did not miss anything.
Yeah.
Not even a thing.
He's talking about the Rasta culture. We're talking about Zimdancehall.
Culture.
So is this Zimdancehall without Rasta culture?
No, you can't.
You can't do Zimdancehall without the Rasta culture.
Is
Like you said, Jamaican.
It's Jamaican.
All
It's a genre borrowed from Jamaica.
Of reggae.
Of reggae.
Do you know what?
Dancehall is from
I
reggae.
think we don't want to create another conversation next week, because believe me, it will go crazy.
will
You
go
have to
crazy,
acknowledge that people who have been doing reggae, because you have got the likes
Yes.
of Thomas Mafumo, who did with Tobias Ariketa.
John Chibaloman Skuza, exactly.
Yes.
A lot of
To be honest.
reggae was recorded in the 80s
Yes.
and
We have
the
to
early
respect
90s.
that.
Yes.
All right. This is from Hot Kid, but Hot Kid says, Godfather, I think Ngavaite, a documentary movie, here this genre, more than just a website. A website is not enough. So there you have it. You've been given a task.
I think
I received.
Summers did a documentary last year or so. I'm not sure where it ended up, but he went around doing interviews. Summers from ZBC.
Murenga.
yes,
Samanyanga.
Samanyanga, exactly, yeah.
I don't know how it ended, but I think there is still more. Like, if Godfather Templeman is 300 cassettes, not cassettes, videotapes of footage.
All right.
There is a lot.
All right.
I have a lot of information.
All right, so we're going to need to
You know,
call
so,
Chipa's on the line, Chipa's Promotions, because we need to hear from a promotional aspect how the promotion, you spoke about how promoters didn't want to touch Zimdancehall artists, and then you had to sell your BMW and then ukazotengesa futhi engine and set up your own shows using your own funds and own resources, right? So we need to also then get the promoter on the line so that he can also give his version, because I did bump into him earlier on and he gave me a rundown, which I think he needs to share with the world.
Yeah.
All right. So can we take some calls right now, because the phone line is burning right now. 498-652.
I'm sure you're going to extend time. because
we had that.
All right, let's go on the line. Power FM, hello.
And dial again.
All right. Sorry about that. Power FM, hello. All right. 498-652 and 498-654. Book that is open in front of you. You've got so many points to
I
share.
haven't gone even to a third of it.
Okay, wait. There's a phone call coming in. Power FM, hello. Power FM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're live on radio. Go ahead with your contribution. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Martin Wonder from Dombo Shava. And don't go to Zimdancehall yakatanga kudzara. Yakatanga kudzara dzara na levels wana na fanda na wakazoya 2018. Akaziye Zimdancehall wana.
Let me talk about 2013 here, guys.
Because 2013 yanetsa.
All right, let me
Let's
expand
address
2013 for you. Right. One of our biggest shows in dancehall was 2010, right, when Capleton came.
Yeah.
Right. That left a lot of inspiration in my ghetto youths. Right. And from that point to 2013.
In that show, can I just hold you there? In that show, is that the one where Winky D did not come for the show because they had issues with contractual issues and so forth? And a lot of Zimdancehall fans felt shortchanged because they felt like as if he's the only one.
It grew from there on.
All right, so we have Chipas on the line. Hello?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Hi, Chipas. It's Chamvary. You're live on Power FM right now.
I'm okay,
You're live on Power FM right now.
okay, that's fine.
All right, so we got JMP in the studio. We've got Godfather Templeman. We have Sniper Storm, and we also have Elder Squilla. We are discussing the Zimdancehall culture in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
And earlier on, we were discussing, and Templeman brought out some points about how difficult it was to push the genre of Zimdancehall. And the year 2013 keeps coming into play. Kunzi 2013 do pakazotanga.
Basically, about 2013, 2014, thereabout. What was happening is Zimdancehall play wa Arima Sound Clash. And then, as my promoters, we were the first guys to Zimdancehall was a platform. You got a live performance in a stadium. I remember we were the first guys to do a live.
Go ahead, Chipas.
Okay, we were the first guys to do a live performance in GZ Stadium. It's a killer tia South Musicano. Even the Freeman Kumisam Stadium, even Musapa Poster. If we were the first in Zimdancehall, Arima live performances. But Zimdancehall Gara Iripo. But we were the guys to commercialize Zimdancehall. And now it has to continue until we have a better artistic Zimbabwe. It is Zimdancehall.
All right. So as a promoter, who are the artists that you say you contributed to pushing into the limelight?
Basically, I would say I made an effort. Yakatu Isinga Jajike, Kilati. I'm the first guy on the Kilati show ku GZ. Patricia Freeman. Soldier Love, Freeman, even Toki Vibes. I remember Toki Vibes at times, Vandaita show for Red Gardens. And I had no artist, but he came at Mdara, I can perform. And we gave them the platform. But guess what? When Toki Vibes went on stage, it was Toki Vibes thereafter.
And
so we were actually giving my artists performance, you could perform in front of the crowd.
All right, so you're the ones who put Zimdancehall to the fans, to the audience, to the people.
I'm one of them.
You're one of them.
I am one of them.
All right, so when we hear these issues of Zimdancehall having ownership, from your view as a promoter, what do you feel? Does Zimdancehall have ownership? Does it have what's your view?
No. No one owns Zimdancehall. But people we should compliment Zimdancehall. I cannot hire an artist as now on a tempo man for slot yake. Bandita mundu wachita se achidza radio. So I'm saying, for me to engage an artist, ndikenda mundu achiplay pa radio, whether it's Power FM, whether it's DFM, whether it's SFM. So I'm saying no one owns Zimdancehall, but the film industry, we are there to complement each other.
All right. Thank you so much, Cheapers, for coming through. Squilla, do you have something you want to say?
No, I think we're good for now.
All right, we're good. Thank you so much, Cheapers, for talking to us.
Okay.
All right. So now, there we have it. Cheapers says, I was one of the artists, so the promoters who put Zimdancehall to the people, to the fans.
And then, here's one other thing that I just thought about. It also even goes back to the club culture itself.
Mm-hmm.
It also helped in immensely growing brand in on the dancehall, Zimdancehall, whichever way that you look
the balcony.
It helped so very much.
The balcony in Jason Moyo, along Jason Moyo Avenue.
There are so many places that under dirty distress. Yeah? Remember 125 Mbianeanda.
Yeah.
Also emerged from that scene, which is Yakutenga Kanganuke these days. So you find when you go reggae, when you go dancehall, you've got so much that will come to play. Even the club scene itself.
Let's talk about the club scene. Let's talk about the club scene. That's something that we missed out on. The club scene was big back in the day. Speak of Turtles nightclub. I was in high school, but I know Maraga. You go to Turtles. Synergy had afternoon session in Maraga, and you've got Tropicana. All these clubs.
Got so many artists.
So with that culture that was there, why was it this culture was still not blowing up? Because even if I couldn't hear it on radio, it was circulating Muma clubs.
But we have to correct you on that one.
Thank you. Please do. Please do. Educate me.
When you say it was not blowing up, that's not it. Because I remember 2001 when we were running Tropicana. On our first day that we opened that club, we invited Major E. Bukati and Marvin S. to be our guest performers for that day. And that night sold out. Ever since 2001 to 2006, Tropicana was full up. I know if you ask about Tropicana on the WhatsApp, it will go crazy right now because it was full up. The culture was there. City Sports Center was the biggest show. End of year, August, the show Cup Clash. It was big. And you would have a sound clash, then you have a MC contest. And MC contest would even take, 50 people on an MC contest. That's 2000 around before that, even the 90s. Until today, it happens. That's City Sports Center. So you really have to acknowledge the role that the sound system played. Because most of these artists came through from the sound. Because the sound is the one who would...
He comes through, sings.
You see, then the people would love that vibe. So you really have to acknowledge that the sound systems played a very, very big role. And the promoters, like what Chippers was saying, they played one of the most pivotal roles. I can tell you...
But this is from 2013, huh? Like he said.
Yes. Okay, you mean before? No, I just wanted to acknowledge.
Okay, you wanted to acknowledge.
No, I just wanted to acknowledge because it's very important to acknowledge them. Because right now, do you know what? Mama Red Rose, when she promoted that show in 2010, she had 20 passas around Zimbabwe. She would promote pasa. She would promote a pasa in Norton. She would promote a pasa in Gwen for free with Zimdancehall artists. So we feel we have to what? Acknowledge them.
Acknowledge. Sniper, please go ahead.
Exactly. I wanted to talk about the pasas.
All right.
The pasas built Zimdancehall. kusvika patiri panapa kuti chizorira muriro rachakazoita that 2013 we are talking about Gaspy Warrior, Winky D, Sniper Storm,
Danza D, Lady Squander, Lady B, Jiggers,
exactly.
You know, there's a lot of artists,
artists who went around Maghetto doing performances for free. Giving out CDs for free the whole night.
Speaker, MC,
promoter puts her money, Mama Radio, on that, or another promoter puts her money for a free show.
And then also these Jamaican artists who were touring to Zimbabwe would also do the same.
You see?
Okay, I get it. I get it. Elder Schooler, you had something to say?
No, that was my point. To acknowledge it, we should never ever forget the club. Because Vajinji Vacho, these artists, started distress in the club. Major E from the club. Winky D was also an
from
MC.
The club,
Also from the club. Badman.
You see, the reggae music culture is not just an artist, Sniper Storm, who wakes up at home and goes to the studio, then radio.
All right, let's
take
some calls, because I don't want us to be having the conversation among ourselves. Let's also involve the listeners. Power FM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Edward. I'm calling from Marondera.
Go ahead with your contribution, Edward.
Okay, I want to correct your choose put clan them. They are still a leak in the dancer thing. If we talk of the dancer thing in a great and master, a dancer started from Jamaica. Remember when me leak in a grade one, I mean breaker and they used to play the dancer thing. We know mostly Jamaicans, the likes of Shabba Ranks, when they hit the chart in a world that is. And then so the dancer thing was introduced to Zimbabwean scene when the all of them who put the support, the likes of Jabi, when they come in a Zimbabwe then. So I'm tending to get surprised of the legal youth them claiming that they are the startup of the dancer thing. If them not do the pathway way, I'm not classify them to be the dancer. But if them take it in a Zimbabwe and show that yes, we can, they were so legal, they were not even be banned to this yet. I may say that.
All right,
the whole session in.
I want to ask you something, my brother Edward. You said if they do not speak, I'm not very well versed with Patois, but you said if they don't speak Patois, then you're not taking them seriously. Is that what you said? Sorry, what did you say?
I said I didn't pick you nicely. Please repeat your caution.
I don't know. Can someone relate what I said to him? That if they don't speak Patois, then they're not Zimdancehall. Is that what he's saying?
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah, of course. They should have not claimed the vibe to be theirs. I may say that.
Okay. You're saying don't claim the vibe to be yours. That's what he's saying. All right. Power FM, hello?
Yeah, myself. It's Batsy from Chitan.
All right, Batsy, go ahead with your contribution.
And I'm going to now in the fruit loops. I'm not going to show one.
Akatanga fruit loops, Dian?
Fantan.
Kuti Fantan, Akatanga fruit loops. Okay, can someone tell me what that means though? Because I know Fruit Loops is an app whereby
you actually...
Producer, can you, JMP, can you tell? Fruit Loops, it's an application which you use to record music.
It's a software that you use to make beats,
and it's
so basically, because like I told you, we came from way out, and these guys used FL Studio. Most dancehall producers use FL Studio, but they've evolved of late. You know, people use Cubase and stuff. So most people define dancehall with Fruit Loops. Literally, Fantan says he started in dancehall. That's what he's saying.
All right. Yeah. All right. Far FM, hello. How are you? What's your name?
I'm okay. I'm Vonai from
Vonai, what's your contribution, girl?
Sure, to be honest, dancehall music, I am very cool, but could this on the Zimdancehall? I got 2013. My days on a Zimbo flavor, I shoot for me, but some music. No, but some records. No one was a Tanga Zimdancehall. Don't go on you. No one read that would talk a sugar check over. I'm not so sure. When I show what is Zimdancehall, I got 2013. I see dancehall music, I am very cool. I see Zimdancehall 2018.
When you say Zimdancehall, Yakatanga 2013, please explain that point.
aiwa handi vakazotanga yakazotanga kunzi Zimdancehall Music kuti izonatsokunzi Zimdancehall Music izozva kuti tine inonzi Zimdancehall Music munomu yakatanga 2013 paka especially pakanakuda riya rhythm yanzi Zimbo flavor riyayi ndo patakatanga kuzva kuti kune inonzi Zimdancehall Music.
All right, Elder Squilla, go ahead.
Wonai?
Yes, she can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, Wonai. Wanzwa chunyari Luxpin. Just after the news, yeah, Winky D, Diri Rasta.
She's gone. She's gone.
Is she gone?
Yeah.
I would have wanted to ask how old she is because look, Pagazu Tango, Anna Zimbo flavor, etc., etc. We are not denying that. No, we are not. But we are saying kuti Tanga Kudara rhythms had always
issue
been there.
Pakuti the year 2013. Okay. This is the bone of contention.
2013. I still haven't got 2013 for you. 2013 is a big year for Zimdancehall because that's where we got our first NAMA nomination.
All right.
That's where we got our first one, which is Seunononga. That's that year. That's the year when you have Kwaramkati. That's the year when I have Blackout. It's a big year, 2013. So there was a lot of things, a lot of hype with Zimdancehall at that time. Yeah, it's a big year for us. So we were not getting enough radio. We weren't on radio at 1:30 in the afternoon before. You know what I mean? We used to be on Godfather's station at 9 p.m. when people were asleep.
So and Smiley's show.
Exactly. So when people now start to hear about these stories, when Godfather and these Smileys were now being able to play dancehall.
Right.
But before that, there was a lot of things that was going on.
All right, let's take a call. Power FM, hello?
Hello, Chamvary, what is it?
Ndiribo, ndutana nani?
Ukutana Michael from Norton.
And the Michael ukufara tudze comment yako Michael. Michael is a phone for holds. Michael.
But can I add on the Zimbo flavor because I think it's been going on and on.
Yeah.
On the Zimbo flavor, you had big artists there.
Yeah.
You know, you had Soldier Love, you had Sekalas,
Yeah.
you had Kina, you had Killer T.
Yeah.
Hold on, that's 2013.
Yeah.
But I was speaking to Chu for real.
Yeah, big up Chu for real.
2010, Chu for real came through with a rhythm, right? The Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Right in the big stage.
Yeah.
If you remember Soldier Love,
Little good defender.
Yeah. That's 2011. You see, who doesn't know that song? So that's 2010.
That's way before Zimbo flavor.
What song was that?
They
all
had
artists from Bari had big songs in 2009, 2010, 2011. At Chew for Real, at
all right, do you want to take calls? Like I said, we don't want to have this conversation among ourselves, but we also want to take calls. Sniper, can you give me your comment real quickly so we can take a call?
About 2013.
Yes.
2013, like we say, it's the year yakaputika.
All
the effort from 1980.
But yakaputika nani?
All the effort from
anyone on the spot.
All the sweat, all the tears,
anyone on the spot. The promoters, the artists,
we even had our first
this is where we need to define.
Yes,
this is where we need to define because Bargunzi Joni 2013 Chill Spot, 2013 Chill Spot.
No.
So you're saying good I know
Sunshine was doing great in 2013.
They were a part of it, but they were not the ownership.
They were part of that movement.
Right.
Yes. Every artist, every producer, they were part of the
2013 is
movement.
big. We even had the first Zimdancehall award.
Yes, but
remember, it's a big year for us.
It's a big year for dancehall.
Squilla.
Yeah.
You're done. Like Squilla comes through, he's got a point, and then when it's said, he's just like, Squilla is just peaceful like that. He's just peaceful like that. Power FM, hello?
Hello, Chamvary.
Yes, hi, what's your name?
My name is Kenneth from Glenview.
All right, Kenneth, what's your contribution?
Mangoma yakama legends ari mukati momomoka ndo vakatanga chinhu ichi ndo vakatanga kurima munda vakadiscover vanhu vanogona kufunda chinhu ichi vakachibika chikatanga but havana kuvharira vamwe vanhu panze. They allowed everyone else to come through from the vision.
Thank you, Rasta.
All right.
Ukada kutarisa kwangu kune maclubs ana Synergy, Tube, Tropicana, Sekasi, ana Waterworld, aenda ku Waterworld.
Kwasimad.
Tinonzwa mangoma kwachipelago. Tempo man achiri manager wa Winky D kudhara. Chitira na Trevor wo pa ZBC. Ana jippers nana mokari vachirwa maridhim kuchitungiza tichifamba wenda kuchitungiza
saka tingati vakavharira vanhu panze vanhu vakazouya vakakwirawo mubhazi vachasvikawo pakuburwa kuchauyawo vamwe vanenge vachitoenderera mberi but ngati appreciate avo vakatanga nemangoma.
All right, thank you so much for that comment. We got on WhatsApp, Chamington, the producer. You say, it looks like the panel you have made efforts and want to help the listeners acknowledge the efforts they made. Nema bururu avo, to be honest. And he said it's hard to go back to who struck the first reggae skunk or who first sang a Zim reggae song. But guys, when was Zim dancehall defined? I think we've answered that question. Do you feel like that other question has been answered?
Yeah.
It has been answered. All right, let's go on the line. Power FM, hello?
Chamvary.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Don't wait, Gwashawano.
Wait, Gwashawano. Please give us your contribution.
Boys down as a moment, Zakashanda Basar is not waiting. Boys is those boys. I still remember true of Fana which Koroga. Titles who don't know in the Kulma face could know record music from a cassette, 20 tapi, Chino is a music area, Grandma face. I was at my face. I couldn't be anywhere.
Thank you so much. Saka mimi sekuziya kwenyu Zimdancehall yakatangarini.
Zimdancehall yakatanga kudhara because I still remember ndiri.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Sharp.
All right, 498652154 Power FM, hello? Hello? All right, there's no one there. Power FM, hello?
Hello?
Can you turn down? Zikisai volume your radio.
Makadize.
Tiripo edu tutona nani?
Baba Mugabe.
Baba Mugabe tuze contribution yenyu.
Fanta ndandwa zvakawanda zvakatanga. I think ndiyani akatotanga karasanu cheyo.
Okay, thank you so much for that contribution. Yeah, Temple Man, what's your contribution?
Yeah, do you know what? I wanted to tell you how producers have contributed. What I feel producers have played a very, very big role. In the ghetto. The ghetto youth have no money. They have no money. So you come up with your rhythm, and you call your rhythm Chamvary, and it's a nice sweet rhythm like you. And then what happens? Youth go to the producer. They have no money. Do you know what happens?
Yeah.
Then the producer in turn says, "Okay, guys, how many are you? You are 20. You are 30 artists. It's all right. Come and record on my rhythm for what?
For free.
For free. But after you record this rhythm, you're gonna give me one show that I'll pay, that will launch this rhythm, and we make money.
And we'll do it for free.
And we'll
make money together.
We charge all right. We charge money. I make the money.
Okay.
You record for free. So now, 20 artists record on the rhythm for free. They get the song. They do whatever they want with the song. They tour. They make money. The producer only sometimes handles one show. When he goes to promote that show, still the producer does not promote the cheaper than that. I want to launch my rhythm around the Chamvary. I've got 30 artists who want to perform, but I have no money. Then cheapest comes in and says, okay, how much do you want? We want 50,000, 55,000. Yes, 5,000. Let's do the show together, and I get a percent. That is the unity within the dance. So that is how artists work. It's not that you don't have money, so you're not going to record.
I have to speak for the people I represent.
That is amazing.
JMP?
Zimdancehall was made on our backbones, literally.
Yes.
Sad. Really,
all your efforts.
People like people like Chris,
who's Chris?
Chris is Chill For Real.
Yes.
But they didn't have money. And right now, to a larger extent, most producers are not well-to-do like artists. But when these people started off, they started off on our backs. Literally, we are not enough to song. You have to help them be creative with the song. You have to help them with even transport money.
All right.
But still, we never claimed that we owned it.
Okay, so you guys are saying kuti isusu madara acho industry takanyarara. Why are these young guys speaking so much about ownership?
To me, it's a big problem.
Yes, because everyone played a very big
role.
Everyone. And no one
cheapers. We cannot call them down.
No, you Godfather, you played a big role because selling a BMW, selling an engine, and going to do shows. You said Winky, but you got nothing out of it, but you still pushed. Sniper Storm came to perform for shows Mahara and it
around the
country Mahara.
Yes, Sniper, tell them about Kweke Convention 2012.
Okay, 2012 we did. We had
they have to know about that.
Yes.
You tell us about it
Well,
real
the
quickly
Queen
because
Kwekwe,
we need to round up.
It was me, Godfather
It was
Temple
DJ
Man.
Stavo's birthday.
DJ Stavo's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We went to celebrate that. So it was me, Freeman, Templeman,
Gatsby,
Hillary,
Punchline
Punchline,
Entertainment,
and some other 2, 3, 4 artists. That's where we also sat down as artists, as dancehall, and said, what can we do to build our genre? That was in 2012.
Right.
And how do we make money?
How do we make money? If you have seen Kuti in the past years, kunema birthday bash anaitwa ne every artist kwanova with every artist
decided
on the poster. Anenda kuno supporter. Let's say Kilati birthday bash.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
That started.
Yeah.
That was the.
That's
started
how it
from
started.
the Kwekwe convention.
When you do your birthday bash, we all come and perform for free.
For free.
Because your birthday, because it's a culture, we're a family.
Yes.
We're a movement together.
But now the distortion is too much.
Around.
So what that does is Freeman represents DZ, danger zone.
All right.
If Freeman says I have a bash, then he brings about Sniper and a list of 30 artists for free. Pizza. What do you think will happen to DZ? What do you think? What effect does that have to on Zimdancehall?
As a genre, as a culture.
2 more calls and then we round this off. Power FM, hello. Power FM, hello. All right, please turn down the volume of your radio when you get in touch. Power FM, hello.
Yes, Chamvary.
Yes, hi. What's your name?
My name is Tafadzwa from Chitown.
Tafadzwa, give us your contribution.
Unana Chamvary, Pasia Jobo. 2009, I still remember 2009, Trifash, Tetera Zimdancehall segment. Trukushkoro Kuchokuno Pamtoko. There was a Zimdancehall segment. Not now we have a lot of boy and a Fantana. I think they are just claiming.
All right, we lost that caller. 498-652-154. Power FM, hello.
Hello, Chamvary.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Mrs. Gosha from Greendale.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
I think these guys have the real history of Zimdancehall. So, 2013 is in the Shokunyeba. You will funga pakaimba winki dish kuti apka ana butu chichi ana was 2013.
All right. It wasn't 2013.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Mr. Big Man is 2010, yeah?
Yeah. All right, one more caller and then we round off this conversation. Power FM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, can you go ahead with your contribution? Oh no, he's gone. Power FM, hello. Yes, hi, what's your name? Oh, bad connection. I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go because that was a bad connection. Power FM, hello.
Hello, Paul.
Yes, you're live on Power FM. What's your name?
It's my name. My contribution is that Zimdancehall. I still remember when I was school, Guru, Bondrim Boat. 2008, personally, Zana, Zimdancehall, Godu, Papa, Unorola, Chidodu. Sarah was a fantasy, but you mean another is a go to JMP Raj, who would have both you, and a Fanta and a Vada Webambi received.
All right, thank you so much. That's his contribution. I need to ask you, what do you think is going to kill? I need each of you to answer as quickly as possible. It's 12 minutes before 3 o'clock, so we have to round off. What do you think is going to kill Zimdancehall? I'm going to start off with you, JMP.
Time I'm gonna speak, I want to say shout out
it's
to
not the last time
music. Shout out to Blue, shout out to Scarlett, shout out to everybody who supports JMP and Legendary Music, shout out to Cheetown, Body, everybody, shout out to Fantan.
And Chill Spot Records.
Chill Spot Records levels. These are my family, literally, you know. I'm correcting my family, you know. We're not going to stand aside. But anyway, the only thing that can kill all this that we have created is certain things like this. Where somebody claims or decides to kwenda pake ega, you know. I mean, these people didn't have money too, but they were bigger artists, and then they decided, you know what, let's just put a around today, so the unity is everything that has made Zimdancehall come to now.
Do you think the new artists are as united as the old artists are?
Apparently, that's the craziest thing. But I'm talking about Enzo Bazooka, Windsor, Epperton. Actually, I think fuse in the division.
When you say us, who do you mean?
I mean the elder guys.
Okay.
Because you would find, you know, Pumako with the Adorum Benz na Enzo, they're coming to the studio, Windsor na. You know what I mean?
All right.
But then in the long run, before August, you're going to hear certain things that I know probably are not fused from them. Probably from certain fans or certain people that have different agendas. So the divide and rule, division, and that's the only thing that will kill Zimdancehall.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
United we stand.
All right. Temperman?
For me, you know, I respect Chief Spot so much. 2017, we hosted the show, City Sports Center. That was Dancehall Remedy's 6th anniversary. On that night, we were hosting DeMarco on that same night.
All right.
So I was not going to be available at City Sports Center all night. Do you know who I reached out to? I reached out to Chief Spot, Fantan, DJ Ribe, and Levels. And I said, brethren, can you come and co-host my show on my behalf? I just want to show the unity and the respect
between us,
between
the older generation and the new generation.
Yes, and I reached to them, and they co-hosted the show until 3 in the morning. I came to the venue 3 in the morning. I just wanted to acknowledge that's us. We believe in that. But what I would like us to do from today is the amount of noise that we put into this conversation.
Yes.
If we could transform that noise and put it into looking into Africa, into the region, into going into Europe.
We would go very far.
Very far.
Imagine the effort of
energy,
just this week.
The energy, because we now need to reach out to Africa.
And be international, not playing for just Zimbabweans wherever you go.
What we need to do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. These are wise words from the Godfather. I hope that everybody's listening. Sniper Storm, what's your contribution? What do you think that what can kill Zimdancehall?
All I can say is Kanatiri boys danza ridone. Zimakoma dako azigome. Yeah man. Danza ridone. As long as I'm breathing. You know, I am someone who believes we need to help each other. We need to advise each other. Whenever I meet someone, I try to advise. Whenever I'm asked to perform or participate, I come. For Zimdancehall, anything we will do. So Zimdancehall has grown too big, it will never die.
All right.
I agree with Sniper. Most likely what's going to happen is you is an artist ukakura msoro ndio unodona but danza ridona.
True.
Anoramba ichenda mberi.
Danza anoramba ichenda mberi. Maspika hafa akadzimwa because iwona kwa show.
Bob Marley is big but it's not bigger than reggae.
It's not bigger than reggae. You said. True. And number 2, kuti risadona danzeri. My advice to vapana vachiri kutangawa is you need to start looking at music as a business. Garapasi, look for managers, get advice, my elders, and you are required, and then start thinking and start taking music as a business.
Thank you.
Because I mean, the biggest export from Jamaica is their music.
Yeah.
So
it's not the art.
Start protecting reggae.
Wow.
Let's create a legacy that
because nobody can stop reggae.
Yes.
No one can stop reggae.
If someone is born into Zimdancehall, let them have hope. Let them be hopeful. Let them have faith, because I'm part of Zimdancehall, and you know that Zimdancehall will take me through.
All right.
Let's create hope.
All right. So everybody, I think the unity is what has been preached here. Zimdancehall is not anyone's anything. It is a culture. It is a lifestyle. Zimdancehall is not owned by anyone, as Elder Squilla said. Even you oka retire. It's Zimdancehall. Bob Marley has been dead for how many years now? Yes. But reggae is still moving on, and it's still very powerful. So let's all come together. Let us all unite. I would like to say thank you to all of you for taking time out of your day. We're at 1:15 to 2. It's just 6 minutes before 3 o'clock. I want to ask you real quickly, please. You guys have a lot to say, but just real quickly. Why is it that we don't have many female dancehall artists in Zimbabwe?
Dancehall is from the ghetto. It's very competitive. You need to put your hours into work.
So the females are not putting their
They don't. I'm not gonna sit here and accept what they usually say. You know, my producer no. You gotta put in the hours. You're not gonna come with a song on my rhythm that I'm not gonna appreciate and really know that even if I take it to
no,
your song needs some more. You need to give us more in your lyrics, in your sentiments, everything.
Tempo man, we wanna get some winners today. Temperman.
For me, do you know what? We have had a lot of female artists coming through. But one of the biggest problems that we have had is within the female artists and DJs is their relationship. Or maybe they are married. The husband sometimes is not comfortable. Could I end my shows? Because remember in Zimdancehall, most of the survival is through live shows.
Yes.
You see. And before I go, please, would like Zimbabwe to know that you can make money on YouTube, even not only on live shows. Put your stuff on YouTube, you also make money.
Yeah.
My
views
shows,
go ahead.
Yes, you make money. Let's look into that. There are so many aspects that we can make money from.
Sniper,
about female dancehall artists.
Yeah.
I think as much as we need them, and I think we're
very short
we
right
are
now.
very short of female artists in Zimbabwe, not just dancehall, but my baby should step up.
Really
step up.
As hard as the guys are pushing, they should push harder.
Yes. Even harder.
Yeah.
Because
shout out to Bounty Lisa.
Shout out to Bounty Lisa, Lady Squander.
Yeah.
Imondo Rudzidzi.
Lady B, guys.
I love
Foundation. Part of the foundation. Let it be part of the foundation.
So we need more of those. We need more. And I know they're bubbling under. So they shouldn't fear.
No, but Lady B told me that, but I read Zikepa radio. That's what
dancehall is.
Elder Squilla.
Yes.
Elder Squilla, real quickly, what about the ladies? What do you think about the ladies?
Ladies, you're not going to get sympathy because you're a lady. No. You have to put in your hours.
Yeah, I gotta applaud to that.
Record or record that is poorly done, and
we're not magicians.
No, you have to put in your hours.
Follow you.
Godfather Temple Money, get up here as an aunt.
Sniper Storm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just
Elder Squilla.
Right around.
Alright guys, can we give away tickets? What's happening this Saturday? Let's just drop it real quickly.
Okay, Saturday kune bora Zimdancehall versus Sungura.
Alright, so let's drop it so that people know.
Yeah.
This Saturday, the 6th of April, soccer, good music and all-round family entertainment will be at one place, DZ Stadium. Brought to you by Chipos Entertainment, P&M Motors in partnership with Power FM Zimbabwe is the Philip Desert Charity Concert. For only $6 for adults and $3 for kids, you get to see your favorite Sungura musicians take on Zimdancehall artists and print media take on electronic media. The after-border party starts at 6 p.m. until very late. For BMW drivers, entrance is absolutely free. Gates open at 10 a.m. and kickoff for the Sungura versus Zimdancehall match is at 3 p.m. For more info, call 0772 105 905.
Alright, so we got 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes. The next caller, if you get the answer correct, it's a very easy question. You get double ticket to go to the Sungura versus Zimdancehall. Yes, football match. Power FM, hello?
Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Patsy from Tutugiza.
Alright, Elder School, ask the question.
When is the date for this game between Zimdancehall and Sungura? When is the date and where?
Rini.
Weekend.
Alright. Weekend is Saturday, Sunday, which day? Which one? Saturday. Okay, hold on to the line. Musakate Rambe Magabata, okay?
Okay.
Alright, 498-652-154, Power FM, hello? Alright, can we get someone on that line? 498-652 and 54. We need to get someone on the line. Power FM, hello?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Lloyd. I'm calling from Eastwood.
Alright, Lloyd, JMP is going to ask you a question. JMP, go ahead.
Bora rikutambirwa kupi rini?
It's going to be on Saturday in DZ Stadium.
And who are playing each other?
Zimdancehall versus Sungura.
Alright, Lloyd, hold on to the line. You've won yourself a double ticket. Congratulations. Don't hold on to the line. Don't hang up. So thank you so much, you guys. This has been the longest discussion ever. It's done. Stand by for the drive coming through between 3 and 6 o'clock. I'll be back again on radio tomorrow. Lunchtime radio, baby. It's been hot. Ta Sakura Tazunza.